Hello YouTube, this is the KO Diva, here to recap and review Season 1, Episodes 6 and 7 of Celebrity Big Brother. Now, let's just jump into it. The HOH competition was so good and so close with their super fans. I honestly loved how Adriana, she came in with the win with 2.18 seconds, and then James just barely almost knocked her out. But honestly, it was great for her to have the win. Then Omarosa came through with her Big Brother update on White House news and gossip, always giving us the true tea. It's too funny and too much. But then from there now, they move into the house guest scheming on putting up Shannon and James as the next people to be nominated for the eviction. And it was great because they used Omarosa as well as Meta to kind of block Adriana from having a conversation with Shannon or James. So it was a really good strategy and play on her part because she was able to keep Shannon out of the house room for the HOH, so she would be able to make the nomination. And she put them up for eviction. And it was pretty interesting to see. So moving forward now, after the nomination, Shannon pretty much had an idea, an inkling of what was going on in the house. She knows how the game is played. She knows that when people aren't looking in the eye or talking to you, that it's going to be, you're next on the block. So she has a good one-to-one, but more one-to-group of 5 conversation. Ross and Marissa give me life all the time because they are playing the game. They're trying to give the concern, oh, Shannon, you can do it. You can come back. You can pull yourself up from your bootstraps and play the game because you're such a super fan. Meanwhile, they're like, nope, she's got to go. This girl came through with a 16-letter word, this, that, whatever. And then when Omarosa came in, Shannon was not having it. She didn't even want her in the room. And she's like, Omarosa's like, you cannot dismiss me. It ain't going to happen. You cannot do that. I'm a grown adult. I respect your gameplay, but you need to do you and I need to do me. So Omarosa was not having it. She was going to come into the room. She was going to be up and updated on what was going on in the Big Brother house. No way was she going to avoid it. But I like how Mark, James, and Meta kind of stayed out of it because, again, they didn't want to get their hands dirty. They didn't want to be messy. And they also appreciated that Shannon had some people to talk to, even though it wasn't a positive conversation. It was one that was needed. So moving forward now, because of that conversation, Shannon had the other house guests kind of swayed. They're like, oh, should we keep her and go for James? She really had Brandy convinced that, I want Shannon to stay and I want James to go because she really wanted James evicted from the get-go. So keeping Shannon was not going to hurt her game, but Ross and Marissa were not having it. They're like, stay focused. We're going to get Shannon out. We're doing it direct. We're not backdooring her. Straight. Stay focused. Now, true to Big Brother fashion, I love that Marissa was like, James, please get naked. Take your shower. Ross, you need to look and see what James is doing. And James is just playing along with it, giving them life, being butt naked, threw little boxes over there. Ross is like trying his best to hide and stay true. And Marissa's like, I need to get home to my man. Honestly, it was the best to witness. It was so funny. And then Ross giving her a hard time about it after. But James was just like, yes. And Big Brother's playing that sexy bow chicka wow wow music. It was hilarious to watch and pretty fun to see. Meta always gives me life as well because he makes sure that he has an owl as like a support system, for missing his wife and family. He wanted to be out from the first eviction. And I'm surprised he actually lasted this long and is playing the game. Although Shannon was trying to speak game to him, he was like, no, I have a vendetta against you because you did not evict me the first day when I asked you to put me on the block and evict me. So it was nice to see he had some sort of support. Omarosa and her planting seeds, that gal, honestly, it made me laugh because with her saying to James, oh, they're trying to get you out. And he's like, who, Marissa and Ross? And she's like, yeah. She actually got more information out of James than James got out of her. She is playing the game and she's playing it well. She really got some good knowledge. Even though Marissa likes to confront, I'm noticing, anything that has anything to do with, she kind of wants to smooth it out and be ahead of the game. But Marissa, we all know confrontations in the Big Brother house is not really the best strategy. But it was interesting to see. And then they tried to pull James into another side alliance with Brandy, Adriana, Ross, and Marissa. And James is like, you know what? I will sit there and do what I have to do to survive. Which is smart on his part, because he really doesn't have any alliances in this house, and he doesn't really have any loyalties or ties to anybody really in this house. So the only other person he could kind of rely on was Mark. And Mark's been neutral and floating, which is pretty good for his strategy, because Ross and Marissa are involved in everything. And so it's good to see that James is taking that chance, that risk, by aligning with them for as long as he can until he can save himself. Now, I love that Big Brother gave everybody a little bit of message from home. Adriana gave me life with her tears, man. She was just crying and being real, and it was nice for her to see that, you know, her family is still healthy and surviving. So that was nice for all the house guests to actually see a bit of home. I really appreciated that we all got to see that as well, right? They get to see a little bit of their back life within the house guests living in the house, trying not to rip each other to shreds. The veto competition with the food, the restaurant. Omarosa losing her pants. At least she put on some stretchy underpants, because honestly, it was double laughter when she lost her pants. I mean, everybody got that face full of soup. It was funny to witness, and then they're trying to go through the cheese and honey, and then they're doing the crawl and like the spaghetti stuff and the dessert. But true to form, James comes out on top with the win. He had the shortest amount of time. He beat out Shannon. Omarosa had the longest time, which was very crazy, but makes sense. She lost her shoes and her pants and everything else in that competition. So it was pretty interesting to see, but I'm glad that James came through with the win. It was awesome in that regard. So he took himself off, and Mark got replaced next to Shannon, and Shannon got evicted from the Big Brother house. So, I mean, the review and the recap is that Shannon played one hell of a game. She did what she had to do. She is 100% not voting for Ross or Marissa, knowing that she was backstabbed and blindsided. I would definitely can't wait to see who she votes for. But this is the KO Diva coming through again with another recap of Big Brother. And stay tuned for another one. And also check out the previous videos as well. Cheers!